Oh, it looks like Christopher Priest is back writing Black Panther. I'm gonna have to take a look at. Oh, oh my God.
Well, this is fucking insane. Right, that's enough of it.
No,
I don't know what we're doing.
fuck
I don't know who's going to learn anything from this.
Wait. Okay. Okay.
Look at the screen and meet the new Black Panther. No, your eyes ain't mistaken. He is white. Very white. Leave it to Christopher Priest and his co-writer Joe Quesada to make this meme a reality. Just drink it in all its ironic magnificence. I didn't even know this book was coming out. I just saw it at the comic shop and saw Priest's name was on it, and that was enough. It's been a hot minute since he wrote Black Panther, but from what I remember, his run was good, so I was in. What I didn't expect was the ending. He's got a white child. Last time I checked, T'Challa's entire bloodline was African, so he might want to do a DNA test. I mean, who's the baby's mama? Billie Jean? Now, for all those people who bitch and moan about legacy characters like Miles Morales and people not seeing the replacements as a definitive version of the character, it's gonna be real hard to hear them yip-yapping that bullshit with that irony dick in their mouth, cause I'm pretty sure none of them will ever consider this guy to be Black Panther. Honestly, I could laugh about this for hours, but seriously, the story is actually good. The book is called Marvel Knights: The World to Come. It's set in the future and jumps around the events preceding T'Challa's death. It's not exactly the most linear story, so if flashback time jumps bother you, you might not like it. However, if you like Tarantino's style, especially in Kill Bill and Pulp Fiction, it's in a similar vein. There's a through-line event where the Dora Milaje show up at some camp to collect this old man. It's not clear who he is, my guess is Killmonger, but he tells us a story leading up to current day. 8 years before the world to come, T'Challa's son Katoma challenges him for the crown. However, by this point, the king no longer has any real political power. Wakanda is run by a parliament, but equality isn't based around individuals, but instead the different tribes, which winds up giving the clerics a great deal of power. The only thing the king really needs to do is produce an heir. Flashback to nearly 30 years before the world to come, and T'Challa goes back to the States to propose again to his former fiancée Monica Lynn. She ends up accepting, but when she comes to Wakanda, she's met with the Shrine to Storm, who apparently gets killed in the race war. And that's just dropped in with no explanation, but I'm sure Priest will get to it. When we last see Monica, she's pregnant, and then we go back to the fight between T'Challa and Katoma, where the latter beats T'Challa, takes off his mask, and reveals he is very white. Now, in fairness, my Black Panther knowledge is not that great, so I had to look up info about Monica, because from what little I remember, she wasn't mixed, and from what I found that appears to be true, so Katoma is probably not her son. Fortunately, in a rare instance of usefulness, Rich Johnston from Bleeding Cool provided an interesting theory. Maybe Katoma is a son of Nicole Adams. T'Challa dated her for a while, got some flack over being in an interracial relationship, and broke up shortly afterwards. Keep in mind that story arc came out in the 70s. During Priest's Black Panther run, Nicole gets killed when Malice tries to kill Monica. I didn't get the entire run when Priest wrote Black Panther, so I don't remember any of that. However, Rich Johnston runs with the theory that Katoma is Nicole's son, and uses the cover for issue 3 as proof. As you can see, on the left there's T'Challa and a black kid, probably Monica's son, and on the right there's T'Challa and a white kid, presumably Katoma. If Rich is right, then I expect the black son to show up at some point to contest the crown and take the Black Panther mantle. But for the moment, this white boy is Black Panther. And even if he loses his spot, based on the rules of the dipshits who pretend to be comic book fans, his 15 minutes of fame still count as him being the Black Panther. Kind of like how they count Stephanie Brown being Robin on the same level as Dick, Jason, Tim, and Damian, even though she was only Robin canonically for a few weeks. They can't have it both ways. They can't have it both ways. If Stephanie Brown and Miles Morales count, then Katoma is just as much Black Panther as T'Chaka, T'Challa, and Shuri. In short,
oh, in your face, in your face! It hurts, don't it? It hurts. Burns, doesn't it?
Now, apparently Quesada and Priest had this idea for years, and Quesada planned on drawing it, but ended up bringing in Richard Eisenoff, who does a great job. Like I said, the story is really good. You don't have to read Priest's run for it to make sense. I know because I didn't read all of it and I could follow the story just fine, but I'm betting reading the run would help. Marvel put out a 2-part omnibus collection of it a few years ago. You'll probably have to search for it. I doubt it's still in regular print, although they might bring it back now that this miniseries is out. If you can find them, get them, because Christopher Priest's run is arguably the best Black Panther run. And it looks like this miniseries is shaping up to be pretty damn good itself. But what do I know? Well, I know this.
Oh, in your face, in your face. It hurts, don't it? It hurts. Burns, doesn't it?